Good afternoon, this is Miss Billerbeck, and we're going to talk about section 2.2, addition and additive inverses. So first of all, I want to teach you a little technique to remember what to do. So same sign sum. So what that means is if we have something like 3 plus 7, those have the same sign. So of course we're going to add those. That's 10. Well, what happens if it's -3 plus -7? Well, we still add them, but we keep the sign because we always keep the sign of the biggest number. So that would be -10. And this is the same thing as -3 minus 7 equals -10. So this is an example of same sign sum. Now, if we have different signs, take the difference. So let's say we had 3 minus 7. So that's a little hairy. Let's try it this way. Let's do 7 minus 3. Well, of course we know how to do that. We just take the difference, 4. So let's try 3 minus 7 now. Okay, well, it says different signs, take the difference. That's a plus, and that's a minus. So that would be -4, because we take the difference, -7 minus 3, which is 4, and we keep the sign of the bigger number. So it's negative. This also works for this. So we take the difference, 7 minus 3, which we know is 4, and we keep the sign of the bigger number, so -4. So we have to remember to always keep the sign of the bigger number. So here's some rules for addition in algebraic terms. So for any number, a is greater than 0 and b is greater than 0, that means that they're positive numbers because they're bigger than 0. Then we would have a plus b equals a plus b. Well, that makes sense. But it also means that -a plus b equals negative, and then a plus b. Wait a second. They have the same sign, and we're still adding them, which is a sum. Same sign, sum. So here's a picture version. Same sign, add, or sum. Same sign, add, or sum. Okay? So if we have this situation for a is greater than 0 and b is greater than 0, again, those are positive numbers because positive numbers are greater than 0. Okay, then we have a plus -b. Wait a second, different signs. What was that rule? Different signs, different signs, different signs, take the difference. That's it. Different signs, take the difference. So we have plus and a minus b, we're taking the difference. If a is bigger than, greater than, or equal to b. And here we have the same thing, a plus -b. So a plus -b is the same thing as negative. Look, we're taking the difference again, a minus b, if b is greater than a. And we have different signs again, and we're taking a difference. But this time it says a is the bigger number and it's negative, so our answer is negative. See how b is bigger than a and b is negative, so that's how this difference is going to be negative. So if I have -a plus b and b is bigger, that means I'm going to have a positive answer. So B minus A. All right. So let's look at different signs take the difference. Here's the faces. So we have plus minus there, and that is negative. So we subtract. And plus minus again is a negative. So we subtract. Oh, I have to fix something here. So sorry. I thought there's something wrong. So this would actually be B minus A. Okay, so let's look at why that definition was wrong. Okay, so we had B is greater than 0. So we want B, the bigger number here, minus A. So when B is greater than A, we want the bigger number here minus A. Okay, so that's really important because it makes it easier so we don't have to do such heavy lifting. Okay, because it's harder to do 3 minus 7 than it is 7 minus 3, don't you think? Okay, so we want to make it as simple on ourselves as possible. So there we have it. So that's why I had to correct that, because when A is greater, A goes first. When B is greater, B goes first. All right. Let's talk about additive inverses. So we have some additive inverses. For any number A plus negative A is 0, and negative A plus A is 0. So what is the additive inverse of 60? Well, let's think about that. It would just be negative 60. And what's the additive inverse of negative 244? Well, that's just 244, because when we add that together, we get 0. And what do you think it's going to be here? Well, it's just going to be positive 8921, because when we add that together, we get 0. So these are called our additive inverses. That's our additive inverse right there. Make a big deal about that additive inverse. There we go, additive inverse. We're going to be using these a lot. Right, let's do another example here. So let's try using some of our same sign sum and different sign take the difference rules. Okay, so these have different signs. So that's right, we take the difference. So we're going to do 20 minus 9. And the bigger number is negative, so we're going to put a negative out here to remember whatever we get here is going to be a negative number. So we end up with negative 11. This one, we're going to have 14. It's still different signs take the difference. Minus 6. And this is positive, so it's going to be a positive number. So we have positive 8. And this one, it's same sign sum. So they're both negative, so let's put the negative out here because the bigger number is negative, and we're going to do 13 plus 8. So our answer is negative 21. Isn't that easy when we just think about same sign sum, different signs take the difference? Well, that's it for section 2.2. Have a wonderful day.